of the Showdown League versus League here on NASCAR Heat 5. I'm your host, Alex Internet. So glad you could join us here tonight. Another League versus League, TCR versus BDR. Last week, or last time, not last week, we had BDR victory lane after winning only one stage. The most important stage there was BDR Outline 96, able to get the win there. And Bunch of Drunks Racing was victorious. Now Throttle Control Racing trying to put their name onto the leaderboard and in victory lane for the first time here this evening. Couple of things that we are going to broadcast for you here tonight. Oh, let me not unstop the broadcast there and let me go to the actual screen here. These guys are just now loading in. There is something different here tonight, and that is the fact that the yellow flag will not be featured at all. You are watching 47 laps here tonight, 25% of the race distance. Scheduled race distance will go 47 laps. The fuel window will be about 9 to 10 laps. You can obviously make that last more here in the draft, something we will talk about here later. But the big question remains, what will this race look like with no yellow flags? This race has been run with no yellow flags 3 times, most recently in the last race to ever feature no yellow flags in NASCAR Cup Series competition was 2002, the 2002 EA Sports 500. That race was won by Dale Earnhardt Jr. All right, so BDR versus TCR, the starting order and grid already announced, and these guys are probably already underway heading into turn number 1. See slight glitching right there. Hopefully that will not be a factor, but 22 cars on the track, and everybody going to have to find. We already got one car already in the wall. Unfortunately, that is going to be disastrous. You do not want to have an issue already on lap number 1. Talked about the big one here at Talladega Superspeedway. We really don't want to see that here happen basically at all here, so you're going to see some of the best racers here on NASCAR Heat 5 try to contend. And again, what will this race look like with no yellow flag? You'll be able to designate who is who going through the field, as you see BDR from the last lap of the last race that we ran with League side by side to the first lap of this one. BDR Outline 96 will get that to his credit, pushed by the 4 and the 47 right behind him. TCR Snowman, who started second, has actually already lost the draft, and he's actually out of the race. So that is big news there. One of the strong heavyweights out of TCR's group, unfortunately, is already out of the race. That is somebody I know these guys were really going to count on here later on. I know Snowman, I've raced with him personally myself. He is a great restrictor plate racer. Unfortunately, won't be a factor here tonight. See the 4 car, BDR Cornbread, that is a teammate to the 1 car up front. They are push nose to tail right now, and most of the field single file. This is working lap number 3. I will try to keep a good lap count for you guys throughout. Again, we had mentioned the fuel window will be 9 to about 10 laps here. You're up front, you're using the most fuel. You're behind in the draft, you're using the least amount of fuel. And if you have a different setup, custom setups are on in this race. You might be able, almost got a car, almost pushed out of line. Who was that? I think it was 42 in danger of losing the draft right here. Might be in the best place, but he really needs to get caught up. That's Hollywood right there, but I saw a blue car almost out of shape there. Down into turn number 3. Looks like no harm, no foul. I think it was the 43. So just like in real Cup Series racing here, now with the threat of no yellow flag being able to catch you back up, as we see the 7 and the 9 make contact down the backstretch. That was close. Excuse me, that was the 16 of Justin Haley car, right? And the 7, I believe, that was Vet. Oh, cars in the wall hard. That was the 9 in the back of the pack. He collecting the 2 and spinning. It's the 80 of high explosive. More contact. The 12 is in it. This is exactly what these guys did not want to have happen here on lap 4, working lap 5. High explosive was the first involved. Hollywood continuing to slide back, and Rooster, who was also heavily involved in that as well. Now they're down, not necessarily out. We'll see what happens here, but another BDR, Fresno. He was caught up in that one. Big storyline out of that one. High explosive, another one of the heavyweights out of TCR. So they are beginning to dwindle down just a little bit. And that was TCR. That was Spoke Dog who was involved in that one as well. So two of TCR's big names out of this race early. You see High Explosive and the 12 car. They're probably going to work together right here. Those are three cars who all had a shot of winning.
Schmitty's lagging.
We are hearing on the screen that the 43 is lagging. You see TCR get up to speed here. Now we have two distinct packs. You see the first one being led by BDR in that one car. The second one, Jeezy, in that 00 car. As we now have two distinct packs, and TCR losing a lot of coverage, unfortunately, to be a factor toward the end of this one. These guys that are single file up front, I believe, trying to do the numbers in my head there, I believe they're kind of evenly matched. Right along with Rough Raven. A last minute addition into this race after Spongy was unable to do so in that car. TCR is leading that front pack. There's the three of Cap, third in line right there. But the numbers don't necessarily work themselves. Now, something I want to talk about here is strategy. We talked about how these guys probably all came here with a different pit road strategy, what they would be taking, what they won't be taking on pit road. And we'll see what happens here as you see the 16 already dive off by himself. Black flags are on, and I believe either he was shoved out of line or he got assessed a penalty right there, because there is no way he was able to slow that down before he reached the beginning of pit road right there. NASCAR is going to clock him and dock him about 15 seconds on the racetrack.
11 after 12, yeah.
So this second pack, I call it coopetition here. It's some BDR, some TCR all mixed in together. They are making headway on that front pack. You can see them gaining just a little bit, especially with that loss of that one car, even just one car. As we see a couple of cars perhaps going down pit road. No, that was just a big slide by Cooler Than Ice in that 18. Had my voice up an octave. TCR Slick doing a great job trying to get that second pack up near the front. They're within the slipstream. In fact, they have now been able to catch it, so they've been linked up. So that's good news for that second pack. They won't have to drive further than that first pack. The first pack is driving further away from them. The BDR is still doing a great job in control of this race. You see before Cornbread doing all he can to keep to the back bumper, keep glued to the back bumper of that one car. Wow, that 47 car slicing and dicing. Gonna lose some up. Man of Steel, he's the first TCR car in this field. He's running along in the fourth position there. We know he always has strategy in mind. I do know he is very fast as well. He could perhaps make it on fuel. I think this race is going to be shuffled here dramatically because of when these guys decide to go down pit road, who takes what on their pit stop, and how well they get on and off pit road.
Technically 12, so we need to go in at 11.
So I'm actually hearing some team radio communication there. That second pack, they were within about a second of the draft there of the 47 car, who I have not been able to get a name on. Hard headed right there. Let's go through some field. And I'm hearing on the radio, P1 is pitting. That's BDR out line. He's led every lap so far, so he in the 4 car. I believe most of BDR is going to come down pit road. Now, we mentioned black flags are on. So this is going to be a crucial part of this race. In fact, some of these guys are actually staying out, give themselves A wide berth as Cornbread finds the outside wall.
Cornbread's out of gas. Cornbread's out of gas.
Cornbread ran out of gas there, right in the middle of that second pack. Will he be able to make it down on pit road? Okay. The 1, the 7, the 47 as well. 43. A lot of those guys in that second pack also coming on. Everybody doing a great job. Big mistake for Cornbread, though. He might have been engulfed by that second pack, so that's good, at least. Most of the field now on pit road.
My chat is booted. Oh, no.
See TCR, Spoke Dog, and High Explosive working nose to tail with one another. Let's go back to that front pack right here. These guys have been able to last a little bit. Jeezy, Chastain, and I believe that's Cooler Than Ice as well. When do they decide to go down pit road? Looks like Cooler Than Ice is going to go down as well as Slick Blue in the 37 car. Chastain stays out one more lap. These guys are kind of spread out. Now, the key to winning here at Talladega is often found on pit road. You want to be within a big group. You don't want to find yourself pitting alone. And if you do find yourself pitting alone, you want to make sure that you are one of the guys that are ahead, so that, you know, if a pack of cars that decide to pit together have a different strategy, if they catch you, you can at least latch on to them. TCR, his service is done. The 88 and 12, those are lap down cars. It was a really, really fast pit stop by the 24 car. The problem for him, though, is that he's the only one on that strategy. Leader is going to be the 77 of Chastain. Let's see if we can go through there and pick him up. He is staying out yet another lap. So that tells me strategy call and strategy-wise, he can make it the furthest out of anybody here on fuel. But he's by himself, an island by himself. And I mention that because sometimes your strategy can be too good. I like this. I like how we're going to have to actually pay attention to who has enough fuel, who can make it at least enough stop, who takes what on their pit stop there as well. I was able to do a race here myself without the, oh, he's very slow. He may have pushed it too much. He's out of gas. Chastain sputtering in turn 3 and 4. He pushed it too far, and now will that cost him a chance at the win? He is barely even up to speed out of turn 4. A lot of these are going to have to miss him. He is going to lose a ton of time. This is not a winning strategy at all. He gets hit by the 16 car. He'll need to swoop down low. Will he be able to make it down pit road? I don't know what's happening. He's back on the racing surface. That is odd. I don't know why. I don't know why that's happening. He got hit. Maybe he wasn't able to get down on pit road, but this is disastrous. You see the 1 and the 7 and the 24 car able to get around him. He's still on the racing surface. Everybody trying to get by. That was really close. Oh, maybe the stage is over? Now we seem to all be under caution right here at a bump. Guys are, excuse me, as I talk to the guys, are stages on?
That one, yeah, stages are on. That one, stage 1.
Oh, so we were hearing some people on the BDR side, King Bear, I don't know, may have pitted at the end of the stage. He may have been out of gas. I saw the 77, he was out of gas as well. Who did end up winning that stage?
Bet one.
Bet in the set. Okay, so that was a move right there, right in front of, we saw that live, we just didn't understand. I didn't know that stages were on. So, but we're hearing on the radio there might be some frustration for King Bear. He may have pitted right at the end of the stage, and that would be a no-no. He could remedy that by pitting again and not inheriting the lead.
Hold on, we're working on it because Bear needs to drop out. Bear's not dropping out. You guys did it last race. We're doing it this time.
All right, so we're going to keep up. I would say in the things though, pit road is typically closed with 2 laps to go. That would not fly in real life. So that's something I will definitely note here in my book, and something King Bear, if he wants to be not raced cleanly, that's something that we'll be taking note of later on. But green flag is back out. You see the 3 car in front of the 16 and the 1. 5 car who had started on that outside road just doesn't get going there. Stages are on, so excuse me. I misspoke earlier as free falling through the field in contact. Around goes Tristan Dobbs in half the field in the backstretch. The 2 is in it. The 48, half the field collected in a shower of sparks in turn 3 down the backstretch. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to have a big issue, wipe out half the field here at Talladega. You saw it all unfold right there, and now our lead pack has dwindled down to less than 10 cars. My, oh my, there are going to be some hot people about that one. Thankfully, this is the second stage, but just like in real life,
Cap went to the middle and wrecked everybody.
In real life, you have an issue like that. I often say it, I'm known to say this there, when the leaders have a problem at Talladega, it becomes everyone's problem. There's nowhere to go. You saw that unfold, and unfortunately with 24 competitors on the track, it gets very clogged up. And the 3 car, he is going to be, that's Cap right there running along on the apron. He's gone a lap down. If he goes down 2, he might not be able to make it, or at least get his lap back on that strategy call. Story will follow up as the lead beginning to shake up front. Here's BDR trying to hang on, perhaps in the safe zone. That is, I can't believe there are only. Let me do some real math real quick. See if I can look up front. You see some 3 wide racing. That hasn't stopped these guys from racing out themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars in this lead pack. After most, if not half the field, wiped out on lap 1 of stage number 2. Cap now still dwindling. He's gone multiple laps down, so I do believe that will effectively end his chances of getting to victory lane here tonight. And it's another TCR car with an issue. BDR King Bear does lead this field in front of the 7 and the 43. There's some controversy up there with him leading right now. The 7 car of Vet, who was the winner of stage 1. Smitty Nuts, not 43 car. He's their first TCR car. Help from Slick Blue and Cooler Than Ice. More TCR involvement up front. We're going to have only about, I think, about 12 laps to go here in stage number 2. In fact, if anybody can hear me, how many laps you're in this lead pack? How many laps you have in this stage?
We have 8 laps left.
8 laps left. And still some people that are trying to figure out what to do about fuel. They go around a lap car, and you can see the energy really pick up. The momentum lost right there. 43 of Smitty Nuts trying to use the inside lane to his advantage. Both King Bear and Vet went to the outside. Cooler Than Ice. Is he going to aid? No, he doesn't. Now it makes it a 3 versus 4 car battle up front. Cooler Ice goes to the bottom of the racetrack. 14 and the 37 car working nose to tail. They push the 43 car, and now the shorter distance has the more cars, and we have a new leader. The 43 of Smitty Nuts able to get it done on the inside. Will he be able to hang on for 7 laps next time by? Fuel window, as we had already mentioned there, around 9 to 10 laps. And what I do want to mention here is that if we do see some green flag pit stops being made, they would need to come before the leader reaches 2 to go. Just like in real Cup Series competition there, pit road is closed. And I would imagine that the only time, if something, and this was not discussed there and beforehand, that might be something that we talk about later on in this race, if you do end up, needing fuel at the end and having to pit on that last lap, you would probably have to pit again under that caution brake just to make sure you forfeit that position. You wouldn't gain anything from staying out there, as people have been known to do so. Checking in with some of these guys that were involved in that crash. You see the 77 car, Chastain. Here comes the 3 car. He's out of it as far as winning the race, but he might be able to help his teammates still get to victory lane. I don't think he's just going to pull over. They go to the side as the 42 of Hollywood, who had lost the draft early in stage 1, leads that field. The 38 and the 47 as well. There's Scoop and the 12. He was involved in that first big crash that we saw in stage number 1. And that's BDR Billy in that 47 car. Also involved Brewster. Oh man, he is piloting a number that's gone, a number of a driver that leads all active drivers with wins here at Talladega Superspeedway. Unfortunately, he has a tall order to overcome if he wants to get Brad Keselowski's name back to victory lane for the 6th time in what would be his career. Back up front, Vet, the 1 and the 5, nose to tail, but they have now assumed the back half of the field as TCR controls this portion of the race. Seen some new faces that are just now joining here. Just now, this is a league versus league. BDR, Bunch of Drunk Racing, versus TCR, Throttle Control Racing. Doing a great job putting on a show for you guys here on NASCAR Heat 5. Their second showdown, as you see, cooler than nice. Ooh, big move for the try over there. He gets back in line. This is the second stage. No yellow flags are on, black flags only, and unfortunately we had a grinding crash on the backstretch that wiped out most of our lead pack. It's now just dwindled down just to 7 cars. Can you count your lucky stars? Led by Smitty Nuts in the 43 car. Doing a great job so far. That was a stage 1 winner. Trying to tail end. I think some of these guys have to be thinking about saving fuel here. I don't know if anybody can necessarily make it on one stop, but these guys, they have such a gap here, and in order to keep yourself still in it for stage 3, I'd be thinking ahead, and perhaps maybe these guys decide to go down pit road there with 2 to go, and then get a splash only during that caution break that allows them to keep the track position over those that would need 4 tires and fuel. I believe we're coming to 5 to go next time by. Is that right there, Cap or BDR?
2 to go.
2 to go in the stage? Oh, excuse me. I was off. Man, what I would not kill for a lap counter in this series, but 2 to go. We are coming to 2 to go, or this is 2 to go. We see King Bear and Bet. I believe this is Will coming to 2 to go next time by. They are going to go ahead and pit. That is a legal strategy there, so there'll be no harm, no foul for these guys. Anybody that does go decide to come down pit road, you see that guy in the back of the pack right there. He's going to be assessed a penalty because the leaders had already crossed the finish line, and they won't be. That means they won't be able to go ahead with their pit stop. They might even go a lap down here, so we're going to see. Some of these guys are already going a lap down, including Tristan Dobbs in that 9 car. He really needs to be the first car 1 lap down here in order to get that lucky dog position. Brewster can't afford to go a lap down here. Hopefully, the 43 car can hang on and get this stage win. You see the 18 cooler than ice and the 14. Some of these guys, they will be assessed a penalty. Now the start-finish line is, you see the 14. I don't know if this might be the last lap of the stage. And it looks like the 43, will he win it? No, he's still around, trying to maneuver. A lot of these guys are going a lap down because they were all assessed a penalty, including the 7 car. Here comes BDR trying to thread the needle, but TCR, it's no match. Can the 9 car help and aid his teammate? An aggressive side draft there. Will the fuel hold up? He's slow out of the corner. Slick Blue, nowhere to go. Here comes BDR once again. Smitty Nuts out of fuel. He blocked TCR. Slick Blue, unfortunately, from getting there. So BDR looking to go 2 for 2 in the stages. BDR outline winner of the first showdown race. He'll win stage 2, and we fall under caution. Now the question remains, who was a lap down and who wasn't? The 18 barely scooting by there. That was close. These guys need to be counting their lucky stars there. We have a number of competitors that are now going to be a lap down. They can take a wave around here. But I believe big break for the 9 of Tristan Dobbs. He was involved in that first crash of on lap 1 here in this stage, so he'll be awarded a lap back, and that might not have been a bad strategy call. Yeah, that's a lap he didn't need to go around on fuel. So the one car able to survive the 43, oh so close, and a lot of guys going down pit road there. Less than 2 to go there. Hopefully they did not get a yellow flag and get caught a lap down, because that would end their chances. So caution only out there for the second time today. We will take you to the end with a 15-lap shootout, and 1 green flag pit stop will still need to be made. I will try my best to tell you exactly who is on the lead lap. We'll get a good consensus of that, actually, on this pit stop. Oh, Slick Blue. I think he had the field, but he got blocked in helping his teammate right there, and that cost him a chance at getting that stage win. So we see the 1, the 77, the 37, and the 88. We know Chastain can make it on fuel better than his competitors. What will happen here as we get the 3rd and final stage underway? BDR on the outside, and a help shove from the 88 of high explosive there. Ooh, slight contact between him and the 77, as now BDR outline becomes the only car in the top 5 with the BDR trademark. Whoa! Jeezy out of shape, and another car is around on the back stretch. Looks like it's just going to take out 1 competitor, unfortunately, just the 00 car. But that's another TCR car as the 6 car sliding in turn number 3. Oh, an aggressive block by the 1 car BDR. You saw the 77 car try to get there. Now 3 wide. High explosive to the outside. TCR really showing their hand right now in the 77 car, stuck in the sucker hole. These are some aggressive blocks in the front of the field. The 37 car, Slick Blue, bounced off the 88 right car, and they all had to check up right there. That could have been a big wreck. It is go time here, but I don't know if it's necessarily the right time to get up to the front. Things are frantic as BDR trying to keep 3 lanes at bay. Here comes the 14 car, a shove from Slick Blue in that 37 caution! Big crash in turn number 3. That's going to wipe out most of the field. The 88 is in it. Oh my goodness, Cap is in it. I mean, the 9, the 42, the 24 TCR Steel's involved, the 48 of Raven. The way they were racing, you knew that was going to happen. And look at the melee. It's a crash fest in Calamity Corner. There was just some really, really aggressive racing going on that I just did not like on lap 2 of the final stage. You still can't win it, but you can sure lose it, and look what it's done. Now we have 6 cars. We have even less cars in the lead pack than what we did in the second stage. That is unfortunate, and there are going to be some hurt feelings and some exchange of words, I would imagine, between competitors for that move. I don't see, let's go through the field. We'll tell you who was involved in that. Cornbread was involved. See, the second pack, the 76 Chastain was involved. King Bear was involved. No, I'm sorry. This is the first pack. So, Chastain and Spinning Nuts, these guys are okay. These are the 7 cars that have made it. Excuse me, the 6 cars that have made it. Let's see if we can go back. So, Cornbread, the 2, the 24, the 9, for the second time, he's had bad luck. The 6, Cooler Than Ice was involved in the 18. I see exactly why the 3 car was involved. The 51 was involved. I see why commentators say it's better to tell you who was not involved in that, because more than half the field involved in that one. Jeezy, he may have been able to gain some spots after crashing on the backstretch by himself. He's actually in front of 2 other competitors there, the 38 and the 42, who were also involved. That's a shame. That is a true shame. Back up front. Right now, we see the 14. Oh, I'm trying to get a number on. Excuse me as I flip through. That is Hardhead. Doing a great job there, keeping his nose clean. And out front, TCR does have in control of this race. And right now, I do believe the numbers are in his favor. In fact, I don't believe it's 4 versus 2. The only 2 cars for BDR right now are BDR Outline and King Bear. Everybody else is TCR, so the numbers are well in their favor. That is a shame. That was a grinding crash. See the 12 car, a lapped car involved. He'll try to get back in line. As the 1 and King Bear are going to go down pit road by themselves. Not a bad call, but I question that call because knowing that you are the only 2 left in a sea full of TCR cars, you don't want to give them any more time, any more chance of them to try and gap you here. In a 5-car breakaway, a 5-car draft at the front of the field, that's exactly what they're going to do versus the 2 cars of the 5 and the 1 behind them. Now the question remains, do any of the BDR cars try and help? This is still a league versus league. Don't know if that's a strategy that they might pull if they gain some more cars in their fashion, but right now TCR heavily in control of this race with Hardhead and Mofo up front. Hardhead and Mo, excuse me. Out of these 5 guys, the 12 car is not on the lead lap, so there are really only 4 cars fighting for position right here. You have to keep an eye on the 77er of Chastain. He is doing a great job. He was so close and almost winning stage 1, just didn't have the fuel. I do believe, we do know that he'll need to go down pit road. The question is how much fuel, how much time does he decide to do versus the others? These guys all have got to be on the same strategy as well. Let's see where the 1 and the 5 are in relation to these other guys. Look at this second pack right here. They've formed up. This actually might be the biggest pack on the Sorry about that, my mic there died, and hopefully that won't be the case moving on forward, but that second pack there, you see the 88 and the 00 car, they are going to catch up some lap cars, so we'll see where they are in relationship to everybody else. Want to get back to the 1 and King Bear in the 5. Let's see where they are. It's going to take a ride. There they are. So they're by themselves, but I mentioned them. Look at them. And is that second pack right there? 2 cars, no matter what strategy there, it's just not going to be enough versus the 5 cars in a draft. That car up front is able to cut through the air. You want to use the car in front as your benefactor there. And that's what the 1 car is doing, drafting with the 5, but they're able to cut through the air, not quite as effective as 5 cars as 1. In fact, they are losing time, and my question remains, that is the reason why I questioned it. If these guys were on an island by themselves, why not? You sometimes have to shift your strategy. That's what being a crew chief is here in the Cup Series. You got to shift your strategy sometimes to the winning one. Coopetition. Right now, TCR, if you can't beat them, join them. And I think they would have needed to stay with that lead pack in order not to lose the time that they have already. Even though these guys that are in that pack right behind them, you see them catching up. I mean, we're just going to keep an eye on it right here before they get swallowed up by the 14. I mean, basically, TCR, they're going for the juggler here. Kick them while they're down. That was just a questionable call, unfortunately, by the 5 and the 1, and I don't think it's going to be a race-winning call. The 14 and the 37, they are all going to be down pit road. They were able to catch him before they put him a lap down. Now, Chastain, he stays out. What really works in his favor is that he is able to draft. He's not by himself. That lead pack was able to catch him up to the back bumper of the one. So Chastain, your leader right here, and he's still not losing any time to these guys up front. See the one break out there? I don't think BDR wants to help these guys necessarily. In fact, they let him go by, but King Bear and the 77 nose to tail. And if I'm the 77 car, I might just be content in letting these guys do exactly what they've already made their bed. They've got to lay in it. So the 77 car, Chastain, he's not losing any time up front because he's able to draft with these guys that have already made their pit stop. So that really, really, really works out well for his strategy. I didn't think this 1-5, they're not even going to be able to shake him. And him and behind these guys, he's saving even more fuel as well. So TCR in control of this race. We'll see what happens here. Either all the guys that were involved, my goodness. Coop Scoop in that 6 car. Easy in the 00. Tristan Dobbs, he's been around twice already. Really involved. Cap, he was a lap down. The 24 also involved. The 2 and the 18, they were involved in that caution. The 7 of Bet, he was your stage 1 winner. I think he was also involved, and unfortunately, a guy that was really fast and knows his way around plate racing here won't be a factor tonight. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out where Slick Blue and the rest of the field that had just went down pit road. Here they are. So the 43, the 12, the 1437. So it looks like you're all able to get out nose to tail. My only question then remains, now when Chastain does decide to pit, where will he be in relationship to these guys? As we get racy up front, the 43 car, TCR, Smitty Nuts, pushed by Hardhead and Slick Blue. These are going to be your guys that we're going to keep an eye on when Chastain decides to make his pit stop. Right now, the battle really is in between TCR attendees. Talk about a change of momentum there. It looked like at the beginning of that first stage, as you see Chastain on the flat by himself, he had just made his pit stop. Will it be enough? He might lose the draft right here. Move Smitty Nuts in the 43 car to the point. If anybody can hear me, how many laps to go there for the leaders coming across? It's got to be close. Okay, so we'll get that information here very shortly, but Smitty Nuts. Smitty, who actually wasn't a part of the first Showdown race, he had lagged out. And so, unfortunately, that 43 car, this is the first time he's been in a lead like this, but now here comes Hardhead, pushed by Slick Blue. No, Slick Blue goes to the outside. He'll help the 43 car as they try to get around the lap car of the 42 and use him as a pick. Checker is very close here. It could be this very lap. Contact as Hollywood in the 14, hard-headed, he got trapped in the middle. Slick Blue in that 37 car and the 43. These guys were working nose to tail earlier in this race. '43, NASCAR's most iconic number. Driven by Smitty Nuts as Slick Blue goes to the inside, but I think that was it. Smitty Nuts has won TCR's second Showdown here at Talladega with Slick Blue, hard-headed, your podium runners. Congratulations to the 43 car. At least we were able to get that. He ran out of fuel on the last lap of stage 2, able to rebound from that, be in front of the big one, and now your winner for TCR is a guy who wasn't even part of the first Showdown. He did a great job, and TCR now puts their name in victory lane, and we are 1-1 with a tiebreaker needing to be had.
That would be Smitty Nuts that won the race.
Yes, I was able to catch that. I was able to capture that, so a great run. You knew the checker flag was falling there.
Top 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4.
That's a good run.
Yeah, it was a good run.
Saw some great action on the track, saw some big issues on the track. But the 43 car, when put against the wall, was able to survive and overcome and get that Chevrolet to victory lane. Chevy 2 for 2 might be a good decision to get a bow tie for these showdown races.
Shake and bake, baby.
Good racing.
Shake and bake, Smitty.
Good racing, man. That was fun.
Hey, did you like that?
That was good.
Smitty, do you have your voice set to allow?
I do, but everybody in here has an X on their name for some reason.
Everybody's muted, but I can hear you, and as long as you have your voice to be allowed, we'll be able to talk to you. So, Smitty, you were able to get it done, not without the help of a very dedicated teammate there, the 37 car Slick Blue. He's able to push you there. I saw him pushing you when you ran out of fuel on stage number 2. Talk about being at the right place at the right time, especially when that wreck wiped out more than half the field to begin stage 3.
It was really about being at the right place at the right time. It was all about teamwork and getting those cars around those slower cars that needed to be get around. So I appreciate my team, my captains, CEO Cap for putting this together. Alex, I appreciate you for doing it, man. And go TCR, man.
Smitty,
go
got
ahead.
one thing to say. Smitty nuts. Smitty nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's something I can't believe I had to say in Victory Lane there. That's on TV for all to hear. But Smitty Nuts, you are the winner. Talk about you weren't even in the first showdown, and now you have a win. What was it like working with your teammates there, and were you kind of concerned seeing how a lot of people had trouble early in this race?
Yeah, it was, some people got in some wrong spots. You got to give a little to get a little, and it looked like we had a couple unfortunate accidents. They do happen every day in NASCAR. You get a DNF, you get a blown motor. So better luck next time, as they say. So, the first race I raced, I had a DNF the first lap. I had a lost connection, so that was kind of a bummer that I wasn't able to show up. But I'm glad I was able to show up for my team here.
And show up he did. That 43 car in Victory Lane. NASCAR's most iconic number, once again, number 1 on the board.
Let's go, baby. And thank you, everybody.
My man, Smitty Nuts.
I'm going to end this right here, guys, so we'll be able to talk there later on. But definitely join us here next time because, they got to come back. BDR, how do they respond? We'll talk about how some of the rules here and a very fine reading of the rules will be played for the third, perhaps final race in this showdown. But so long from NASCAR Heat 5, and another congratulations to the 43 car Smitty. That's your winner for showdown race number 2, BDR, Bunch of Drunks Racing, and Throttle Control Racing. You saw it all unfold live right here at Talladega. She was big, she was bad, she was mean. She was able to be conquered by the 43. So long. We will talk to you guys next time.
All right.